Olá pessoas, tudo bem com vocês? Vamos continuar aqui nossa saga, nossa jornada de STARFIELD. A gente está com aquela missão, um preço alto a pagar, onde a gente tem que construir o armilário ou num entreposto ou na nossa nave. Eu acho que eu vou facilitar por enquanto e vou criar já dentro da nossa nave.
Is mining on the schedule today?
A gente já tá aqui. Vamos acessar a tela do armilário e construir armilário. Agora você pode mover o armilário. Ataques estelares são mais prováveis em pontos perto do armilário. Se você escolher manter os artefatos no seu inventário, haverá mais chances de ataques em todos os lugares. Beleza. Então, grandes chances de a gente ser atacado no espaço. Vamos acionar. O armilário está conectado ao motor grave dessa nave. Adicionar artefatos agora, né? Ah, na verdade não tem nenhum artefato ainda. Deixa eu dar uma olhada no próximo passo, né? Voltar pra guarida. Beleza. Ainda existe lá?
Welcome back.
Mas vamos fazer a viagem para lá, pra guarida. Da última vez que a gente viu tava tudo destruído, né? Eu imagino que ainda esteja. Mas perdemos o Baird no último episódio. E agora a gente vai dar sequência à história. Eu espero que a gente não perca mais ninguém, né? Vamos para Jameson fazer a dobra, né? Aliás, eu acho que a gente já tá, né, no sistema. Acho que nem precisa de fazer a dobra aqui no caso. Ele só tá viajando pra lá. Beleza, tranquilo, estamos sem contrabando. Passamos. Vamos ter que descer. Volte pra guarida. Tem que descer aqui. Acho que vou acabar mudando também os personagens que estão na nave.
Oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen. It's all here.
Pra trazer uma dinâmica melhor. Gente decolando. Tentar chegar lá na guarida agora. Será que a cidade aqui já se reconstruiu? Aparentemente tá tudo construído aqui, né? O que aconteceu no último episódio. Vamos pegar o metrô. E distrito do TAMC. Vamos ver como é que tá a guarida, né? Deve estar um pouco destruída, apesar do pessoal ter recuperado a cidade. Eu acho que lá dentro não.
Let's head home.
Passar por aqui, que é o caminho mais rápido que a gente conhece. chegamos. Já estamos na guarida, agora como que tá lá? Os pertences de Barrett foram movidos para o porão da guarida.
Morale in the lodge has been measurably reduced.
Look, we all feel like we've been kicked into
The lodge is still our
a million times over.
We'll make it
But I
feel
think
that
I
way
have
again.
something. I'm
Vamos
serious.
conversar com o Mateu aqui.
If I may, I know our encounter with the hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but he said something that I can't get out of my mind. Unity. Do you remember that?
Ele disse que nosso papel... Estou voltando aqui. Tive uma queda de energia aqui em casa. Mas já vamos voltar a conversar com o Mateu.
We'll get through this.
Now really
Starborn
isn't
aren't gonna stop us.
I know. Look, we all feel like we've been kicked into the ground a million times over, but I think I have something. I'm serious.
Será que o Mateu tem mesmo alguma ideia, né?
If I may, I know our encounter with the hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but he said something that I can't get out of my mind. Unity. Do you remember that?
Vamos escolher... que ele disse que o nosso papel em vislumbrar a concórdia acabou. Que é isso que eu me lembro dele ter falado mesmo.
Because he was stopping us, implying that we were getting closer to it. The thing is, I've heard that word before. It's an important concept in Keeper Aquilus' speeches.
The priest? Is the Sanctum Universum going to bless our little crusade of discovery?
It can't be a coincidence. The Sanctum has always believed that answers are out there in the stars. Look, I know it's the longest of shots and the biggest leap of faith I could ever ask us all to take, but why not talk to him?
Onde fica, né?
It's right here in the city, just a block or so from the lodge.
Então dá pra tentar, ué.
There's no harm in gathering more information. A visit to the sanctum might actually be quite enlightening.
Thank you. I know it's not much to go on, but something about this feels right. I'll meet you over there.
We can pay to fix the damages.
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
Vamos ver o que a Sarah tá querendo falar.
Remember our last conversation, when you told me the artifacts made you feel like you were being pulled across the entire galaxy? Well, it got me thinking, so I dove into our archives and started looking through Constellation's older journal entries. Just because I wasn't familiar with the experience you described doesn't mean the same might have been true for my predecessor.
Ela nunca mencionou, né? Essa antecessora dela.
Really? I'm surprised that I haven't. After reading those journals, all of the pleasant memories of my time spent with Aja just started flooding back.
Sinto que estamos criando boas lembranças também.
Oh yes, absolutely. I didn't mean to compare. Those were just... I don't know. Different times. Aja was the one that taught me the ropes at Constellation and took me under her wing as her protégé.
Fazer parceria com a chefe deve ter sido uma grande honra.
Yeah, I thought so too. That's why I adopted her methods. You know, Aja and I logged quite a few interesting discoveries together, but it was the journey itself that I'll never forget.
Vocês vão ver o que elas descobriram, né?
We catalogued unusual stellar phenomena, a few habitable worlds, and some unique life forms, but nothing SSNN would bother to report.
Eu me identifico.
Exactly. For me, it was all about the quieter moments. There was nothing quite like sitting back and watching space bend while listening to Aja spin vivid stories to fill the time. Oh, I find that sort of cozy isolation the best way to really get to know someone.
Isolamento aconchegante.
Yeah, you know, being alone in interstellar space, nothing but light years of black around you. Some people find that terrifying. I find it comfortable. It helps me bond with my shipmates.
O título de aprendiz recai a mim nessa jornada, né?
At this point, I'd say you've graduated from protégé and moved up the ladder. A bit. You know, all this talk about Aja reminds me that my time with her was a gift. I miss her dearly.
Vamos saber o que aconteceu com ela.
No, she retired. Living on Porima 2 now, I think. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could pay her a visit, and I could make proper introductions.
Só para as nossas viagens serem tão agradáveis quanto, né?
Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon copy of Aja. Just be yourself. You see, it's clear that we share the same hunger to discover what's out there. And that, well, that's what intrigues me about you.
É a hora certa de flertar com ela? Vamos tentar, né?
I don't know if I deserve to be that close to anyone right now. If you knew about the things that I've done, the way my life's unfolded, I think your opinion of me might change. Please, give me some time. I have to go.
Ficou desconcertado, hein? Vamos continuar nessa missão mesmo? Concorde. Vamos recuperar os itens do Barrett, que vão estar lá embaixo, né? Vou fazer essa missãozinha aqui. Deve ser curta. Vamos descer por aqui. O que o Barrett tinha? Vou pegar só isso, né? Vamos falar com o Pontífice Aquilus. O Aquilus. Vamos lá, sair. Vamos ver se a gente acha esse é perto mesmo, igual o Matheus falou. Pra ir a pé? Assim, é ali já.
Hey, no funny stuff when
Chegamos.
Exactly. It's like
when someone insults you, you want to just beat the shit out of them sometimes, but you don't.
Well, not quite what I was thinking, but that's actually a great example, Marcus. The man in the story was cruel. Do you know why he was cruel? You must feel what he feels, understand his pain, accept it, and deliver it not back upon him.
Empathy. You mean empathy? But you say it like it's easy. Like anyone can just love a terrible person who has been terrible to them.
Yeah, why even bother? I mean, isn't the cycle of humanity
Muito
peace and war
filosófico
back
isso,
and
vou
forth
conversar direto com
forever?
Pontífice.
Keeper Aquilus, can we have a moment?
Ah, Matteo. It's been too long. How are your parents? Your mother still struggling with that azalea garden?
No, she figured that out a while ago. Had to adjust the pH levels in the soil. But, Keeper, I didn't come to catch up.
Oh, well, what's on both your minds?
Keeper, we were hoping to talk to you about unity.
You want to subject your friend here to one of our talks, Matteo? The future of humanity is always a long discussion.
No, that's not exactly what I meant. Keeper, when you talk about unity, well, does it mean anything else? Something secret?
Perhaps you should talk about this inside.
Visitar o Sanctum. Sentar, né? Porque fica mais fácil trocar uma ideia aqui.
Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
E a Sarah ficou lá fora, né? Paradona. Começar do começo, né?
They're like nothing we've ever seen, Keeper. Gravitational distortion, sub-audio harmonic sequencing, unidentifiable energy fluctuations.
I caught half of that. So, these things are unusual? Even in your experience? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe. Beyond rational thought. We enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought you here.
Desde respostas, né?
And I think I can help. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit longer, I can give you a path to discovering its meaning. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more.
Vamos ver essa
In
história.
my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun, and he gave them each a part of the truth. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code, a way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave?
Pelo jeito, eu entendi isso, né? Que a casa iluminista e os Varun têm as outras partes, né?
I agree. I think you need to talk to them about this unity pilgrim. And clearly, not just in a theological sense, as I have.
Se ele já falou, né, com eles, pra que mandar a gente até lá?
Because I wasn't looking to find unity in the same sense you are. A fresh set of eyes might reveal the truth.
Beleza.
The enlightened work out of the well here in New Atlantis, helping the poorest citizens find a better life for themselves. The rune worshippers are more enigmatic, but there is a lone zealot that was captured recently for attacking UC ships. I visited her a couple of times. Hopefully, she'll be willing to talk to you as well.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions.
Então o Mateu vai ficar aí, beleza. Boa. Vamos vazar. E aí a gente já continua na missão. O resto dos artefatos deve estar com esse pessoal aí. Imagino eu, né? A gente precisa falar com a prisioneira Varun e com a casa iluminista. Pode ser que seja um pouco mais longe. E estamos descendo, né? Será que tá logo aqui embaixo? Essa aqui é a água, né? Vamos ter que descer por aqui pelo elevador.
Among those on official United Colonies business.
Pior que não tem nenhum aqui. Achei que era pelo prédio. A gente tem como descer aqui, né? Pode ser pelo metrô aqui. É isso mesmo. Vamos pegar o elevador? Elevador. Poço. Dois pontos de interesse aqui. Vamos tentar ir cada um de uma vez só.
I do odd jobs at evening hours.
If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry. Oh, you're not? Sorry. Can I help you?
Vamos falar com o Pontífice.
We don't mean to be intrusive. Any information you could provide would be very useful.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilus is describing.
Ele já falou com o Pontífice.
Yeah, I mean, he's always going on about trying to bring people of all beliefs together. Really wants there to be some shared story or origin. Look,
Mandou a gente aqui, gente.
But belief is the problem, okay? We don't need a shared narrative or theology. We need to help each other in practical terms.
Ele vai recitar as anotações, eu quero café e rosquinha, é isso mesmo.
We might actually have some, but anyway. A man walks into the first house of enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of do that.
O que significa essa... Cada indivíduo deve entender como o segundo eleva.
It's part of our core principles. There's no God pushing us to do good for some eternal reward. We have to help each other because we choose to. If no one takes responsibility for making the settled systems better, then we're just leaving it to the tyrants to bully the rest of us.
Pode ser que tenha uma mensagem oculta, né?
Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again.
Será que sabe me dizer mais sobre a Concórdia?
Besides what the Keeper would say about it? Sounds like a gathering point. Or, in mathematics, it would mean one, like the one, the first or the beginning.
Beleza.
Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate.
Trabalhador, hein? Eu tô trabalhador. Agora a gente vai ter que ir atrás dessa outra pessoa aqui.
Evening, sir.
Vamos descer para o Espaço Porto. Beleza, agora é falar com a prisioneira. É até pertinho daqui, cara. Achei que fosse mais longe do que isso. Estamos chegando.
Chill for a cup of coffee right about now.
Abri aqui e o prisioneiro tá aqui. Vê, dá pra falar agora. Agora deu.
A visitor? I have all the company I need.
Essa é a declaração mais solitária que já ouvi.
Jokes. You come to hear about Varun. Like the guards. Like the Keeper.
I don't think it was a joke. It was an attempt at some genuine sympathy.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
Anything you could tell us would be tremendously helpful.
Yes, I have spoken to your Keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy and delivers the killing blow. That is all.
A história dela termina do nada. Vamos tentar saber o significado de concórdia.
I have heard of no such thing. If it exists, it is a shadow that the Great Serpent casts to deceive the faithless.
Eu acho que eu entendi.
Then we are done. Leave me.
Que povo nervoso, gente. O povo tá muito estressado nesse jogo. Opa. Perdidão, cara. Aqui. Agora dá pra sair. Descobrimos um pouco dos dois lados, né?
We should have a talk. When you have the time, of course.
Deixa eu ver, só vim por aqui. Chegamos no metrozinho. Vamos pro distrito comercial já. Essa missão é bastante história, né? Pelo jeito. Nem tá na hora da gente ter algumas descobertas. A história aqui do jogo. Ainda bem que já começou a vir essas descobertas nessas respostas. Para as perguntas que a gente tem.
Imagine how many credits flow through this place. Figuratively, of course.
Opa.
It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another.
Começar de novo com o Pontífice, né?
Well, you're back. What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought? Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn?
Essa aqui é a melhor opção, né?
If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else?
Sua história peregrina contempla o infinito.
Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel.
Possível que o nome vai ser esse, né, velho? Então.
Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum, at 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the pilgrim's resting place. And from there, maybe you'll find the true meaning of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it?
Acho que a gente tá sendo testada.
Conviction. Another word for strength. Can the truth not be revealed to the weak? Someone with doubts. So that's your intention. Your friends, your companions, all of them will be swept along to the answer by the might of your forward momentum?
No one is swept along, Keeper.
Yeah.
At Constellation, we operate as a team.
Well, I won't keep you any
Falando de
longer.
trás da parede.
This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
Agora a gente tem que ir
I'd like to speak to you.
pra Indum 2. Nós vamos conversar com a Sarah de
Here,
novo.
I have something for you.
De novo não, né? Porque na verdade eu fiz isso antes de acabar a energia, né? Presente pra mim. Não precisava.
Oh, you're incorrigible. I picked it up on one of our latest planetary expeditions. I'm more than just an extra gun, you know. I'm just pleased I get to utilize some of my old field collecting skills. It's been a while. Check back with me from time to time after we return from our planetary jaunts. If I pick anything up, it's all yours.
Semente. Vambora. A gente tem que ir agora pra Indum 2. É o segundo planeta de Indum. Eu acho que dá pra gente ir daqui, né? É isso mesmo. A gente vai por aqui.
Ai.
Já estamos aqui no sistema Indum. Indum 2.
We should have a talk when you have the time, of course.
Mas a gente vai fazer o seguinte, a gente vai deixar pro próximo vídeo isso. A gente teve uma imersão maior na história agora, né? Bom, acho que as coisas vão começar a desenrolar cada vez mais rápido no jogo. E então a gente vai ter muito a explorar agora em Doom 2 no próximo episódio, beleza? Vou ficando por aqui então e até a próxima.